Welcome back to the Talk of the Town podcast. We are at the back end of a weekend where we lived, we loved, and we definitely lost. Boys, how are we?
Not too bad, mate. I've got to say, I've got a bit of a sore finger at the moment because setting up the little studio here in Bella's room, I was shutting her windows, and you know the windows at our place, how they're hard to close. Well, I've just assumed that Bella's would be the same, and I've slid the window with all force and crunched my finger in between the frame and the windows. That was nice. My finger's hurting, but anyways, Gerald.
I've enjoyed a weekend with a full set of footy. It's been good. Has not been good for my study, but it has been awfully enjoyable getting all the games.
Oh, mate, ATAR doesn't matter anyways.
It does.
There's been plenty happening. I've found myself, I was texting some mates yesterday while the Cowboys-Tigers game was on, and I found myself just going, I wonder what's happening in the league. And then you just dart over there for a bit, and then you come back to the AFL. Oh, yeah, no worries. And then you'd be just constantly flicking and changing and getting lost on which was great.
How nice is it to do that again?
Oh, it's good to be back. It's good stuff.
I've got to say, one thing I miss after being with KO for the last few years is the ad break after a try or a goal, going and flicking it over to 9 and just having a look at what the rugby's doing and watching that for 5 minutes. Just a good part of the show.
It's pure.
Missing the Darling Downs free-to-air TV ads.
The Warrego Water Services. Master Hire Bills on service.
The see you at the expo.
The aren't you glad you got a tight?
0455
The dry, Electra dry.
Oh, 0400 655 06.
The experts in it.
CRT, your local blokes.
Yeah. I remember
good stuff.
Growing up, obviously, because we didn't have Fox, didn't have KO wasn't around back then. I remember just the you just copped it because you didn't have anything otherwise.
Yeah.
But you'd get some real rogue ads. And then when I moved to Brisbane and I was watching obviously, free-to-air TV here, I was like, where are all these rogue ads? Why do they get normal ads? What's going on?
Why is Rhonda's refits not on the screen?
Hey, where is Rhonda's refits? Where's the Super Rooster ad?
Oh,
that should be.
I love the taste. The best chicken around.
I love the taste of Super Rooster.
The best
chicken around.
Bold claim, but
if you haven't gone to Toowoomba and checked out Super Rooster, you have to. It is an absolute icon and an institution that I will get behind, and it has the Talk of the Town stamp of approval. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, if they want to come on, more than welcome to Super Rooster.
God, yeah. And you got to get the burger with the pink sauce.
And good chips too.
Very expensive. The chips are what I usually go for.
Yeah. Is the sauce, is that Thousand Island? Is that what it is?
It's secret. They don't tell you.
I always thought it was Thousand Island, but maybe it's not.
KFC spice sort of areas, mate.
Can't say I've had it in a while. Do need to venture back up the range. The Great Dividing Range, that is. I don't want any other ranges getting credit.
No, not at all. But yeah, so I've got Thursday night. Wasn't watching the footy, the Carlton Richmond, which was a little bit closer than expected. You can't forget the
Broncos.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's the real disappointment of that evening.
But I was at a concert, Old Mervs with Bella, and
Swerve and
Mervyn, and the opening act was on, and Bella turns to me and goes, "Tell you what, this lead singer, he can sing." And I'm thinking, yeah, he can. And then the second opening act comes on, and I turn to Bella and go, "Geez, I'll tell you what, this girl can sing." And it wasn't until Old Mervs came on, and I caught myself. I was about to turn to her and go, "Geez, I'll tell you what, old mate can sing." And I'm thinking, of course they can sing. They're the lead singer in a band. And I reckon every single concert I've been to, I have said, or someone near me has said, that the main singer can sing. Oh, mate.
Bell.
You're just at the concert. And I thought back, I was like, when was the last concert I went to? It was Paul Kelly. And I know for a fact, okay, other than
love
let's
banning.
get the band back together.
Let's get the band
back together.
And do it.
Do it again. But Paul, I know for a fact I said that Paul could sing.
And it's not new information either. Paul's been
No.
singing since the Bears were bad.
No, so I think if you go to a concert, you have to show appreciation for the lead singer's voice.
Yeah, it's an unspoken rule, isn't it?
You've just gotta.
It is an unspoken rule.
But yeah, I didn't get to watch either of the games because of that.
You didn't miss much, to be honest. The Carlton game was classic. Carlton come out hot in the first half, and then they forget how to play football in the second half and nearly get run down. And the Broncos, we'll get onto them a little bit later, but the Broncos just got up to by about 20 points and decided we're just going to stop trying. And
they did a reverse Bronco. Got up early.
Yeah. It was shocking, is what it was. I've seen under 10s defend better than that.
And that's saying something. And they make less errors.
There was more holes in our defence than your emergency break last pair of undies.
Well, I've just had to...
for the extreme of the extreme of the extreme.
I don't know if it was that bad.
They keep them under the driver's seat of your ute just in case you have a blowout and just then have a quick...
They're like doubling as a rag, but they're also doubling as my emergency pair of undies.
And they're a utility pair of undies.
Aren't they just?
I actually literally just today, I've donated 4 pairs of my old tradies that are quite holy. I've donated them to the rag pile in the shed. I'm just like, enough's enough.
I never had good success with tradies. I always found that they just went bad really fast.
Oh, the elastics have been gone for ages. The only thing holding my jocks up when I wear them is the band from the shorts that I'm wearing. The elastic band is what holds me jocks up. If I walk around in just my jocks, I'm in dangerous territory of them falling down.
Might be time for a new pair, mate.
Well, Alphas. No, not Audi. Kmart. They've proved to be good so far.
I don't know if I can go away from step one. They're too good.
Look, I do run the step ones and the Alphas, and I can't really tell the difference when I'm wearing them.
I think step ones have gone down in quality.
They have gone down in quality. I will agree. The ones
that Seals got for me that were too small for you a few years ago lasted me probably 3 years, and the other ones, they've been getting holes in them by the year, I reckon.
Yeah, I have also found that. I think also their stitch quality's gotten a lot worse. Like around the seams of the legs where your thighs are, they used to do like a double stitch. Now it's just a single stitch, and it's like, it's just not.
One thing I've always said is the day that undies go from a double to a single stitch is just...
It's like from going from double pluggers to single plug.
Oh, it's the day you start considering...
You just don't do it.
The day you start considering free balling it is when undies go from double to single stitch.
Yeah. And you've always said that.
Well, if there's no integrity in undies anymore, well, what hope do we really have?
I feel like that's a place where you need integrity.
Absolutely. Yeah, start from the bottom up.
Yeah, the back bottom.
Yes.
Aaron, how's your weekend been, mate? How are you travelling?
Good. Been trying to do study. Given exam block is in not many hours as we speak, Monday, Tuesday, but been awfully unsuccessful.
Hard. And you even... Well,
I've got the old pre-exam block reels being way too good, and you just can't get off them.
Len's been popping, Harry.
And I found myself getting Angus's washing off the line and folding it
Thanks for. Oh, did you
As a
fold
way-
it too?
Yeah, as a way
Thank
to
you for
stop
doing that.
myself from studying.
Yeah, I respect it. That's great areas.
desperate times. That's desperate times. Well, Harry, my weekend, my 10-month-old son has just started walking. You know, your nephew, and
Sorry, Lachlan's boy.
yeah, my boy, and
Young fella.
I picked him up from daycare on Friday afternoon. He's in a massive spew in the car seat.
He's good at that.
Like genuinely, but it wasn't just like what you had, Gus, the other week. It was a genuine evacuate my.
You
I'm
sound
sick.
surprised.
Projectile?
It was projectile. It was loud, and it went all over him.
He probably
had
tacked
you in the
it.
car with me. And after I picked him up from daycare, when I was at daycare picking him up, they were like, "Yeah, he's had a couple of loose poos today." So at that point, I'm going, "We're in for it here." A lot of parents will know you're in for it. You go, "Oh no, we're about to have gastro rip through our household." But he's only had spitty back bottom, so I reckon I've
Nice.
changed at least 20 nappies this weekend.
Oh,
In between football, his poor bum is extremely raw and red, so soon been getting a run.
When you when you change his nappy, you're just staring at the Japanese flag.
Genuinely, genuinely, the poor kid, he's been going through it, but he's going all right. So in between that and watching football while Seals has been at work, it's been eventful. And then you add the Lions game yesterday, which I guess now's probably the right time to move on to. It was expected, but it didn't make it any less ugly, did it?
It was 2015 again. It was.
Yeah, I thought we had Daniel Merritt back there, but current Daniel Merritt. Not
it was turn
from 2015.
It was turn the telly off sort of stuff. Go and do some Saturday night chores.
I braved through it.
Yeah. It was still on in the lounge room. I was just ducking in and out sort of thing.
I found that when you get off to a start like that and you have a makeshift backline, it's the worst thing that can happen. We've had games where we've had makeshift backlines before. I think of when 2024 we beat the Suns at Metricon and Eric Hipwood was playing at centre half back.
People second, thank you. Animal second.
We had a very makeshift backline then, but we didn't get off to a shocking start, and we weren't 31-0 down or whatever we were when I put that story up. And I think if you look at the game, how many did we lose by? 45 in the end?
I think it was 44.
44.
We actually sort of crawled back a little bit. I thought it was going to be
cracked in the second half.
As I was watching, the third quarter, towards the end of that, it looked like a Brisbane game and started the fourth. We were playing our kick mark. Our guns were playing well. You had Jasper running off the half back. Neil was finding the footy out of the middle. And it looked like we were going to be all good. We actually looked like we were staging a comeback there, but then Swans kicked 2 goals and burst the bubble.
And they were real cheap ones too. It was so deflating. It was so deflating.
I think only losing the second half by 1 point with that backline, it's a lot. It sounds like we're talking about a team that's been in the bottom 4 for the. We're talking about little wins like that, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It wasn't as bad as what it was looking like. Could have been.
Yeah, I agree, Harry. I think one thing I thought was really interesting is with a backline like that, and Sydney get off to a fast start, you look at it and you go, "Oh, they've had a day." We kept Charlie Curnow goalless.
Yes, Ryan Lester is the most underrated player of all time. He's been dropped.
He hooked in.
He's been dropped 15 times. I think I was listening to a podcast.
Mate,
omitted.
Mate, you give him a job and he does it. I thought he was excellent. I also thought that Bruce Reveal, he only had 13 touches.
Yeah.
He kicked 2 goals. I thought he was excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, from the little bit I did see, I thought the same.
In a game where I know we had a lot of guys out defence, but we also had Zach Bailey, Hugh McCluggage also there. Like,
Well, we
to-
lost all of our All Australians from last year.
which
Had
leaves
none of
quite. And that's not to say we don't have depth, because we absolutely do. But when you have your backup defender in Darragh Joyce be out for the game that he would have played with a elbow infection, that also doesn't help.
No. Now, boys, I've just
Maybe he went too
researched.
hard with some Paddy's Day on the horizon. Maybe it was that.
I've just found Errol Golden of Swans fame could be out for a couple of months here, multiple months.
Yeah, I saw the injury with I think it was Lincoln McCarthy tackled him.
Yeah,
shout out to Lincoln,
trucking nut.
actually. Big shout out on his return. Was it a full dislocation?
Unsure.
But
I know
a
he was-
dislocated shoulder is only like a 1 to 2 week injury.
Well, apparently it's what Joe Danaher did in 2022, but played through it. And
Tick
apparently,
right.
he said
Tick
he
up.
wouldn't-
Yeah,
but apparently said he wouldn't do that again. Like he said, it was incredibly
bit
tough.
silly.
Yeah, like just said he was completely cooked by the
So
end.
I'll be trading him out of my fantasy side this week. That's for sure.
Yeah, I have him as well. That's a tough one, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
a tough stomach.
I'll tell you what, he got us triple figures before he decided to do the injury, which was nice.
Yeah, 101. 101.
So we'll take that.
Touches.
Back onto the Lions.
8
What
tackles.
I saw as disappointing was with no Logan Morris, the performances from Oscar Allen and Ty Gallop. I know they weren't getting much footy, but they were not there.
Well,
Harry-
was Allen playing back?
No, he was.
That's what he was.
Harry, I find games of the SCG like that really hard to judge forwards. It's a weird ground. It's really small. This forward 50 is really small. There's not much room. And when you add that in with how we played and the lack of service that they got, I think I'm going to be reserving my judgment of making too harsh calls, especially on that whole game. Like, I never thought I'd be saying I'm glad we have to buy so early in the year, like the opening. But it's definitely not throw the baby out with the bathwater territory.
No,
No, you
when
wouldn't
you've
be
won
doing that.
back-to-back premierships, the whole season's kind of a free hit.
Yeah,
it
and you
doesn't
know what?
necessarily matter.
If everything goes poorly and we find ourselves in last place, what did Penrith do last year?
I was more thinking find ourselves in last place with the number 1 draft pick coming in. I thought that was what you were talking about.
One thing, Harry,
Close.
you touched on last week. You spoke about. Was it you that were you worried about Joel Amati, or were you saying you didn't rate him?
No, I sort of said I rated him.
Because kick 5.
Yeah, look. I didn't expect
Was-
him to do that. No behinds as well. Rare from Joel.
Yeah, very rare.
Jolene.
Was Zach Ostelski his direct opponent? I think it was, wasn't it?
Oh, we only really we had one properly natural defender. I'm not surprised the second forward got off the chain.
Yeah, especially with Noah Answorth coming back from his Achilles. So it's good to see him back out there. But geez, that's a rough first game back. It also looked like Link McCarthy was playing down back at patches.
Well, I know through preseason he was training off the halfback in intra clubs. He was off the halfback, but I think he might have been given a bit of a lockdown job at stages. Which Lincoln McCarthy lockdown job? What?
Yeah,
we must be shallow down there.
Yeah, we are. We are a little bit. I think, like you were saying, Harry, we got ourselves into a position where I think we were only down by 4 goals, and then we conceded 2 really cheap goals back to back, and it was like, well, if there was any chance of a ridiculous comeback, another ridiculous comeback in Sydney, you had to not concede 2 cheap goals right on the verge of three-quarter time.
Yeah.
Which made it hard. It's really hard to take anything away from that game. Like Dan Annable comes in, he makes his debut. I thought he looked good. Certainly didn't look out of place. He looks really good physically as well. But it's also hard because you go like, not only do you have all the people out, we were badly beaten in that first half around the midfield, and they responded in the second half. But also the SCG is such a weird shaped ground. With the way that we play with our kick mark game, makes it hard when it's so crammed at times. And their pressure was great that first half. We just could not get any kick mark going, and then when you can't do that, no one can come through for handball chains, and then you struggle to move the footy. And when you're then holding onto the ball for longer, you get counted like we were, and they kicked straight.
It was a big hit to our structure. A big hit to our structure. Our best player in all three parts of the ground were all out. We had no Harris, we had no Hugh, and we had no Logue. Like, that's our three best players just plucked out.
Makes it tough, doesn't it?
And then you add Zach Bailey. Could arguably be our best midfielder and best attacker. You take him out as well.
Yeah, and I know we got a very talented list, but you don't replace guys like that. They don't exactly grow on trees, no matter who you've got coming through. But, I mean, do we have the Saints after the bye?
Yeah.
Mate, they're
Saints, Collingwood.
They're going to be hungry.
Or pending what happens next week with them versus the Giants, who had an abysmal effort against the Dogs.
They were terrible. That was an awful game of football. They were awful.
Yeah.
They were absolutely awful.
They were the Giants I was expecting against Hawthorn last week. But
yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but St Kilda today, that Demons St Kilda game, it was a very entertaining game of football. But if you were sitting down, I don't know St Kilda Melbourne last year, there was the Nasai and that Wanganeen Miller game. But at a point, it looked like Melbourne were going to win and win easy, and then they come home and kick like 9 goals in a quarter and they get the job done. If you were giving me St Kilda versus Melbourne on a Sunday afternoon, I would have gone, that is the most boring game of football ever. That's going to be awful. There's going to be hardly any points scored. And it was an absolute shootout.
It was a great game, yeah. I think that's
Sorry, just while I remember, what on earth did we do to get Kel on the commentary for our game?
Yeah, the best game of the round gets Kelly Underwood.
Best caller.
I'm pretty sure.
I reckon.
No, to be fair, we did. She was the 2024 best commentator or something award she got given. So,
yeah. Look, I reckon there would have been a few. Muted tellies around the country.
I just was like, when we were getting pumped, I was like, oh.
And then
I've got to listen to Kel.
Yeah, tell me I got to listen to Kel, and then straight into, Sydney scored another goal, and now they're playing the Telstra ad again.
Oh.
What are we doing?
But there's no ads in between.
Yeah, I know there's no ad breaks during play, Harry. It was just go along with it.
Fantastic.
Sorry, but thanks, Gerald.
Back on the Saints game. I couldn't believe the brand of football that was being played. I know Melbourne want to play more attacking football under Stephen King, but St Kilda, I was like, wow. It was nearly 100 to 100 at 3/4 time.
I think that comes down to a lot of the new stand rules and actually paying 50s for not standing the mark, not letting them back. It just opens it up like crazy.
Yeah. Did you see much of that game, Harry?
Yeah. As I was studying, my eyes were glued to the TV.
It was a ripper.
Saw much more of the game than the study.
One thing I will say, the AFL, and when I say the AFL, I mean the Australian Football League as a whole. We've been yearning for someone with the name Latrell, and we found him. Latrell.
Hey, David.
Mate, he was excellent. Absolutely excellent. That goal he kicked where he took about 4 bounces and then ran a 45 diagonal back towards his own goal and then snapped it. I actually thought it hit the post. I was surprised that they didn't review it. But I was like, geez, man, how much more can you bloody take
Oh,
on.
you skip.
I think when a goal like that gets kicked, you turn the goalpost Nico off and you just go, yeah, good goal kick.
I think the AFL's healthier for having a Latrell in the league.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Those two brothers are going to do numbers.
Cousins.
Oh,
Well, speaking of
they're
Latrell,
brothers. They're brothers.
They're
Just tell me they're brothers.
One thing I will say to finish, I hated the Demons jersey sponsor right on the top of their collar here, at the top of their neck. It's like an oil sponsor. It looks terrible.
No, is it Penrite? I think it was Penrite.
Yeah, it's Penrite. It's Penrite. And it is ridiculous. I will say this, fellas, and you would have seen it on our socials when the boys put their tips out. Kanga, kanga, kanga. Roo, roo, roo. They did it.
That was incredible.
The power.
Foot on throat sort of stuff.
Bloody good on them. I tipped them. You boys didn't.
No. Yeah, I didn't. No.
Absolutely disgraceful. Can't believe you didn't get through, boys.
Let's talk about another Adelaide team then, fellas. We're talking about tips we didn't get. Because yours truly tipped themselves on Adelaide Crows.
I didn't rate.
I just thought Collingwood were going to get up there. Collingwood, MCG.
That is what tipping is.
Yeah. Collingwood, MCG. I just thought... Anyways, great. Oh, look, I'm glad that Adelaide won. That's unreal.
I feel like when you tip Collingwood and then they lose, you don't really lose as a whole.
No.
Yeah, you get wrong, but I think everything else is... I'd rather them lose than me get the tip right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wish they were... I can't just say I wish they were 0-2. I wish they lost.
I know. And
glorious.
Collingwood win and you having tipped the other side. That's just a double stab to the heart.
Yeah.
Made the Lions loss a bit easier to stomach, knowing we weren't Collingwood.
I thought Adelaide were really good. I thought Collingwood would probably, in that early season, I just thought they would have got it done. But Adelaide held firm and their system stood up and they got the job done. And a big win at the that's a big win at the MCG. Last year they nearly did it. I think they lost by a point to the Pies last year at the MCG.
Yeah, it was very close.
And then there was the really tight game at the Adelaide Oval, which I think Adelaide won. Yep, I think they did. So they've got the wood over them a little bit now. That's 2 in a row. But I mean, always good to see Collingwood lose. That's always an absolute treat.
No, it wouldn't be 2 in a row because they lost the final at Adelaide, qualifying.
Well, they did too. Yes, you are correct. That had totally escaped me, Harry.
Yeah, when they put up a terrible effort.
Next week, Collingwood have the bye as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have the Giants. So it'll be interesting. I think Adelaide next week have the Dogs. Oh, that'll be a cracker.
That's a great game.
Friday night. That is beautiful.
Friday night. That is a treat.
Absolutely. Is that a post-exam block treat for you, Gerald?
Exam block's only 2 days, so yes.
Jeez. How handy is that?
I've only got 3 exams. Too
stressful for the kids. Causes them too much anxiety, mate.
One thing I do want to ask you boys, sorry, I know we've darted around here. The Port Adelaide and the Kangaroos game. I went with the Kangaroos because I felt like Port Adelaide, it was not a reflection on how I thought the Kangaroos would go. It was more on a reflection of how I thought Port Adelaide would go. I think they're going to be really bad this year. They didn't make many changes in the off-season, and they've got a new coach and a very disgruntled fan base after not...
B. Buckley, if you're listening, just turn it down in the car, mate.
Yeah.
Skip it forward.
I think that coming off Ken, I think they're probably going to realise that Ken had them up there and performing better than someone else will, and they didn't really make many changes, and there's some guys that are potentially on the verge of leaving, and I just thought that they were ripe for the picking. And so I thought the Kangas, they'd get their shin boners on and they'd start the year off with a dub, and they did. It was impressive, very impressive. I think
great to see.
Points in the end.
I think there'll be some very happy Kangaroo fans around the country.
Oh, mate, there'll be shin
What
boners everywhere. Shin boners everywhere.
No, it's good to see.
One thing I do want to touch on, just to finish the AFL. How have we thought? What have we thought of the rule changes that they've brought in? The bloody lasso.
I think the lasso, amazing.
Yeah.
It's it's not much of a change given what insufficient intent got to, but it's made games feel faster, cleaner, less umpiring possible mistakes. That's gone pretty well. The stand rule, I reckon Brad Scott talk about it. He was like, bad teams won't be able to beat good teams. And I think a bit like what happened with Sydney is what you'll see is when a team gets on the roll, they score points so quickly and can be hard to stop. But it's like the close games. You look last week, Dogs. This week, St Kilda, Melbourne. There's high scoring close games, which I think everyone can agree is the best spectacle.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, that was, again, the Demons game today was a good example of that. What, Harry, just for the people that might not be aware, what were the changes that they made to the stand rule? So in the past, it was the umpire had to call you to stand.
Yeah. Now it's just if you're within 5 meters of the mark, you have to stand. And if you don't stand, 50 meters.
So what if there's like 3 people around that mark?
One person has to stand.
Okay, righto. I was going to say.
What was happening, Gus, is teams were just going, we're just not going to stand the mark if they're in like their forward half of the ground. So then they would go, I'm backing out. They put their hands up. They go, I'm backing away. And then what would then happen is you end up essentially having a spare, because when old mate plays on or he kicks a football, someone that's around where he's kicking it can just be the one that puts the pressure on, not the guy who's the man on the mark. So you're essentially creating a floating spare defender every time by not manning the mark. And so AFL didn't like that people were taking the piss of their rule they brought in, which I think the majority of football fans can't stand it. I hate the stand rule. I think it's terrible. I think it does. There are cases where it does a good job, but there are other cases when it's been poorly officiated, where old mate's running off and old mate's and the guy on the mark is standing there because he can't move because the umpire hasn't called him to play on. And if he hasn't called him to play on and he's already gone off his mark, it's 50 if he moves because the umpire hasn't called. And it just ends up being in this position where someone's standing there like they're stuck in mud, watching someone run past them, just being like, what am I supposed to do?
I think the stand rule is a bad rule, but the way it's being officiated now is the best way for the rule. You can't like include it and like you can't change it.
No, I agree. But I also feel like teams obviously found a way around it, which means that the rule was probably poorly brought in. Like maybe it wasn't properly tested. I don't know if they did much testing over that off season from 2020 to 2021 when they brought it in. They usually do a heap of match simulation with the rules in place. And I think obviously that's 5 years after it was brought in that they've then done another crackdown because teams were genuinely taking the piss with it. Like,
Yeah.
I just won't man the mark then. I remember the Bulldogs were the first people that did it, and then everyone else in the league just kind of caught on.
I do wish, with the no centre bounces, I do wish they, like the first bounce of the game or first bounce of each quarter, they sort of bounced it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and then obviously the lasso means that in the two, inside the two arcs, I have it in the sandville, outside the 250, so in the middle of the ground, if it is a disposal and it goes out of bounds and it hasn't been touched by anyone, it is a free kick to the opposition.
Yeah,
I thought what I've found's been really interesting about that is the way that it's changed the game when people are close to the boundary line.
Yeah.
Like, if you've had prior opportunity, guys are like, well, I can't just take this out of bounds because it's going to be deliberate.
Yeah.
And so you're in this position where you kind of like, they have to make a decision. I saw Jasper Fletcher yesterday got pinged with one where it was like he kind of got confused and he didn't know where to go. And he ended up trying to like handball it in and then run around and pick it up, and it went out of bounds. So it was a free kick.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about that, whether I like that or not.
Harry, you like it, don't you?
Yeah, I definitely like it. I think it saves time with the. I think it saves maybe was it 6 or no 6 or 7 6 or 7 throw-ins a game, and it's takes so much work out for the umpires. There's no longer the as much of the Harris Andrews. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh no!
Yeah.
I've handballed this 10 rows back by accident.
My brain has been swapped out with a football, and I don't know how to play.
I was thinking one distinct one for me was in the Collingwood Brisbane prelim where we were in there forward 50, and I was thinking, it's times like that where it would be handy, but you'll still be able to do that.
Yeah, because
it's just in between it. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But there's still insufficient intent inside the arms.
Yeah.
One topic that I thought would be interesting to get your thoughts on. There's been a little bit of a groundswell at the moment around Nick Dacos's contract situation at Collingwood.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have taken the thought that Collingwood feel like there's not a chance that he would leave, and there's a little bit of arrogance there and not doing their due diligence, I guess, from a player point of view, because of it's the Dacos name. He's their best player. He's one of the best players in the league, and going, well, he couldn't leave. He couldn't leave. And I think is naive, personally. I think if you look at other sporting leagues around the world where someone's been the heartbeat of that club, or they've been someone who's rich in family values and they've been there, sometimes they leave. And there's reasons for that. And he's going to get offered a lot of money to go to Tasmania. I know he's on ridiculously good money now, but genuinely life-changing money. Like we saw it with Gary Ablett when he went to the Suns. I think if they're taking the opinion of he's not going to leave and they're not taking it seriously and going, he'll just stay, it wouldn't surprise me if he goes.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
And he's already won a premiership with Collingwood as well. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out. He'll definitely have a lot of cash thrown at him. I'd love to see him in a different jersey.
Be funny.
Did you see some bloke wore to the footy a Tigers jersey with Dacos and 35 Dacos on the back?
Yeah, it was.
I thought that was great.
More of that. Harry?
That was really good.
You have to do your due diligence around it from Collingwood's perspective. If they don't, I think he goes. But it's the amount of glaze, publicity, and just everything he gets at Collingwood. It'd be really hard to walk away from that on a personal level. Like, especially like being a one club player at Collingwood, it's a pretty big deal because it's the biggest club in the country. But I think if Collingwood don't do something, they could find themselves being bad after this aging list goes through. They're in the throes of a rebuild, and he goes, you know what? I've won a Brownlow, I've won a premiership. I don't want to be a one-time premiership player. He's going to be 26, 7, 8 when Tassie start properly being in the competition. He goes, you know what? A new challenge. I can go win this club its first premiership. I can go win this state its first premiership, and be on an actual good team.
He owes nothing to Collingwood at that point. And you kind of go, well, I know I've tasted success, but just because you've tasted success once, does that mean a player is going to be like, yeah, I'll stay here and finish 12th or lower, or maybe just be pushing the wild card? Do I want to sit there and do that, or do I want to go and take on a new challenge in a new environment? And maybe he does want to get out of the Melbourne footy bubble. I know it's only to Tassie, and I don't know how much he would enjoy the lifestyle in Tassie, but
Well, also, like,
was
you know,
most things, I'd say.
you go from your MCG being your home ground to then a cold Tasmania. Yeah.
Hey,
Bellarine, what, York Park?
The
Ninja Stadium.
yeah, no, the stadium with the roof. That'll be cool. You'd
Yeah,
think
but
you'd
it's
want to play with that.
until like
Yeah,
2030.
but not. Yeah, exactly. And that, no doubt that'll probably be pushed back a little bit too. So there's something in that, but then cold hard cash speaks at the end of the day.
Yeah, big time.
And maybe Tassie take a leaf out of Geelong's book and I don't know, he gets a prime salmon farm or something down in Tasmania.
Bit of sponsors product.
Yeah.
To finish the AFL, boys, I'm going to run through the fixtures, and I just want you guys to give me an immediate answer on who. So Thursday night, Hawthorn versus Sydney at the MCG. Gus, who have you got?
Sydney.
Harry?
Hawthorn.
Wow.
Crikey.
Wow.
I think
Sydney have just had two pretty big wins.
Yeah, we saw it last year with Hawthorn. They come off a couple of massive wins, and about round 3, 4, they fall apart, have a loss, and it all kind of resets everyone. I think that'll happen to Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
They are the favourite, mate, with the bookies. $1.55 to $2.46. Hawthorn
Who?
at favourite.
Yes.
Hawthorn are favourites over the Swans.
Yes.
Goodness.
Or Sydney at $2.46. I'm going to go Sydney. I think they
That's
are
value.
And they're
probably
tipping.
comp at the moment.
Yeah.
Crows, Western Bulldogs at the Adelaide Oval on Friday.
Jeez.
Gus?
Bulldogs.
Crows.
I'm going to go the Dogs. I think they're
I don't know.
Richmond, the Damien Hardwick Derby, or the Andrew Rains Derby. Richmond versus the Gold Coast.
Suns.
Sorry, just on this game, it's a well-trodden highway.
The Tom Lynch derby?
Yep. The Richmond to Gold Coast, if you did a list of players that have played for both sides, there would be a fair few.
Yeah.
The Daniel Rioli.
Yeah,
Brendan.
Suns.
Yeah, Suns.
Suns for me. GWS St Kilda at NG at the showground.
Oh,
I've got Giants, but it'll be an interesting game.
Saints.
I'm going to go the Saints.
Yeah.
I think they're better than what they've shown. Freo versus the Demons at Optus.
Freo.
Yeah, Freo.
Absolutely. Sunday football, Port Adelaide, Essendon at the Adelaide Oval.
That's a bit of a stink fest, but I'm going Port.
Yeah, Port.
I'm going to go Port as well. And then to finish the round at Optus, we've got the
Ew.
Eagles, the Kangaroos.
Well, I thought that could be
Sunday evening.
I thought
It's a
that
bad
could be
round of footy.
Eagles. Could be Eagles' chance to win, but after what North showed today, I'm tipping North for sure.
Yeah, I'm going the Kangaroos.
North.
There's no way they lose that.
So,
Boys, in other news, probably the biggest piece of sporting news this week took us to down to Tasmania, where the New South Wales Blues knocked over the Tasmanian Tigers in the One Day Cup. Can I get your thoughts?
Oh, it was great watching. It was great watching. I threw it on as I was meant to be studying. I felt myself glued to my study. It was just a great watch.
It was a believable game. A game very much played on this earth.
nothing out of the
In front of a packed
ordinary.
Ninja Stadium.
Oh, mate. 500?
13. Including the players.
And the match officials.
Yeah.
That's good, Gerald.
I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Mate, that was for the Dean Jones Cup. Don't disrespect the great Dean
Rest in
Jones,
peace.
Harry. How dare you?
A
I
great
love
day.
David Jones.
My favourite department store. Well, actually, one thing that is a very interesting point on cricket while we're at it at the moment is the Sheffield Shield final is locked in. Victoria hosting the Redbacks. So today, Queensland had a batting capitulation.
Surprise, surprise.
The Bulls had a
Yeah, I was
capitulation.
going to say that's believable.
And which meant that they lost on first innings points, which then meant that they are no longer a chance, which means that
I
the
thought they were no longer
reigning
a chance a while
champions,
ago.
the reigning champions, the Sackers, will play the Mighty Vicks at the Junction, also known as Hume Highway. Boys, can I get your thoughts? Who do you think's winning the Sheffield Shield?
Ooh, I want to say South Australia.
Marcus Harris, twin tons. Oh no, he's not playing, is he? Will he play or is he injured?
No, he'll play. I think he's been playing.
Marcus Harris, twin tons at Junction. Victoria win.
I will say this, if you look at his Junction record,
it's good, isn't it?
It's unbelievable, and that's facing the new ball. Now he's batting at 5.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's batting down the order.
Why is he batting at 5?
Because they're going with Kellaway and Harper. They're going for a bit of a Bazball thing.
Campbell,
I don't mind Kellaway up there.
Campbell titleist.
The players championship's on at the moment as well.
Campbell Pinnacle. I'm going the Vicks. I think the Vicks will get it done. They've been one of the best teams all year. They've got a team that's ready to win. And you look through their team, Kellaway, Star, Harper, he's been excellent this year. Brasher, Gunn, Peter Hanscom, very experienced. Marcus Harris speaks for himself. Ollie Peake, Will Sutherland, Scott Boland, Sam Elliott, Mitch Perry, Todd Murphy. That's an excellent first-class lineup. I'm going to say the Vicks. Well, they might just bat out the 5 days and get a draw and win. So, but yes, Harry, the players. Now, on the players, beautiful golf course. Have played it many times on video golf video game.
I was about to say.
Yeah, have you?
No,
we should tell us.
My God, I'd shoot 180.
It is a beautiful.
I saw something overnight that there was a murderer on the loose.
What?
Yeah, two people shot dead.
Like no one got murdered at the event. That's misleading. Sorry. But someone had murdered someone nearby and then was trying to escape and ran onto TPC Sawgrass or was on the grounds at some time.
That is... Yeah.
When I read the headline this morning, I was like, what? How have I not heard about this? But then when I actually had a look into it, I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, mate, she is in America. So...
America. Yeah, it says here, fatal shooting that left 2 people dead prompted tournament organisers to delay the entry of fans at the Players' Championship ahead of the 3rd round on Saturday.
Shout out to a misleading headline.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you know who gave that? Australia's best sporting outlet, Fox Sports.
That's right. I mean, he was still ran onto the course, so...
Look, of course, they talk about that. Yeah, it's one of the best.
Now,
Harry, I want to ask you, the purse is $25 million. What would you do?
The wallet.
With your winnings?
Like, if I won. Is it 25 for the winner? Or is that total?
Just say, Harry, what would you do with $25 million?
Buy Derby Christian College.
Mate, Derby Christian College's stocks up.
Then with my other 24,999,000, I would. No, I don't know what I'd do. The house.
Nice work.
So 4.5 million the winner gets. So what would you do with your 4.5 million?
What would that get you? A ratted out house in
that's
Sydney?
about $9 Australian.
I'd probably buy a few houses. Going to uni next year, living a bit of a nice house.
A couple of luxury yachts to take on the on bloody Lake Broadwater, surely.
Nah, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say the mole.
You've got a yacht to yearn, mate. You've got a yacht to learn.
The Mile Creek. That's good work.
That's
Harry.
what would you do with your, let's call it 9 million?
I would definitely look. I would buy a couple of properties and then probably put some money in investments, and then depending how much I'd have left, park up for a year or two and play some golf. Go to every AFL game. That's for sure.
You wouldn't catch me dead educating the future of the great state of Queensland. That's for sure.
No. What about you, mate?
That's for damn sure. I don't know, a bit the same. I mean, it's as a kid you want to give all these like outlandish things, like I'd buy like a spaceship or whatever. But like when you're a bit older, you're like, oh yeah, I'd probably just pay off all my loans and invest.
But it's actually not that much money.
It's enough, Harry. I'll take that. That's enough.
No, but like you know what I mean. Like
2 houses in Sydney.
Like when you're younger, you think $1 million, like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, I know.
And then you realise
like, it wouldn't get you far, would it?
Oh,
no, it wouldn't get you out of the Dolby market, mate.
Wouldn't even get you a plate full of chips at Northies.
It might get you just a loan for a house in Camp Killenbun. But
the bun,
by the bun pub.
Oh, the price is there now, mate. You couldn't even get a meal for that much.
Schooner.
Yeah, when old Bud was running
it. Poor old Bud, he did his dash, didn't he?
Is there still a dog that sits on the windowsill?
No, because I think that was Bud's dog.
Yeah, and then Bud got Bud the silly bugger.
Bud.
And Shrek is now gone as well.
When I was talking about movie star from the 2000s kid movies, Air Bud. This is a different Bud.
That's right.
The Broncos,
boy. Time? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the Broncos.
The mighty Broncos.
We've been dodging it.
We'll fight every second till the end.
Or will we?
Well, look, they did fight every second till the end, but they didn't fight many of the seconds after they got a lead.
Yeah. I think there's potentially quite a big complacency issue, which has plagued them in previous years. But it was just they were so bad. Like, it's like they can be so good and then they can be so bad. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
And there's just nothing in between. Like I was watching there going, guys, what are you doing? You're 12-0 up. Just like truck nut and just don't do anything dumb.
Yeah. But even like the amount of tries, the Eels, obviously they won, but they were doing this as well. The amount of times it was just like drawing past, and then someone would like come and then it would just be like, okay, why is their second rower just running from the 30-metre line the whole way to the try line? Similar to Payne Haas's try he scored, where you're just like, does someone want to play some cover defence? Does someone want to slide in the defensive line and cover? And then just the unforced errors and, you don't want to fall into a position where you're like, oh, I just need to outscore my opposition. Like, that just never gets you any far. You don't win anything playing footy that way. And I think what makes it worse is you look at the first 2 games this year. Yeah, Panthers, whatever. They're going to be good. That's going to be a contest. But then you thought, righto, 2 games at home. We've got the Eels. Okay, well, at worst, we're going to be 1-1. Now you look at the barrel of 0-2, and you've got to go to the Storm in Melbourne, where we never.
Yeah,
that'll be a tough game of rugby league.
So there's a very serious chance they're going to be 0-3. And the Storm, they've been looking good. I don't know where they pull these guys from, but my God, they've got a rugby league factory down there.
Don't they just?
It is a factory for rugby league.
Yeah, and in the heartland of AFL, mate, there's a little rugby league factory.
Little rugby league community
where you would never expect. So, Harry, what were your thoughts? I know you watched the game as well.
Just no defense.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was the last 5 minutes of that first half. It was just like I was sitting there going, "What is happening?" Like it felt like someone had been sent off, and we were down players. It felt like we were down 2 players. It was just like Oh, yeah. They're going out to this left-hand side or right-hand side. Oh, they've scored.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously Reynolds getting hurt doesn't help either. That's
think-
not
No.
Yeah, this could be the old Premiership hangover. Because there's no reasons for them to be like this. There's no
They hate
major
their coach, mate.
injuries. Like, there's no...
They hate their coach.
They hate their coach they won a Premiership with last year. It makes sense. Thanks, media.
They can't stand him.
This
No,
narrative
Madge is under
around
a lot of
Madge
pressure.
is just stupid. As soon as Broncos lose 2 games, it's all, they hate Madge. Seemed to work pretty good last year.
I think the thing for me that I don't understand is like, how can you be complacent? Like, I know you just won a premiership, but you broke a 19-year drought. Like Brisbane, the Broncos are the biggest club, one of the biggest clubs in the NRL. Like, surely you want to win more. Surely you want to stamp your legacy as a player at the Brisbane Broncos, where you helped them win multiple premierships and you took them back to the glory days of the 90s where they won. Like, mate, the other day, it flashed up on the TV, Kevin Walters, 6-time premiership player.
Where's the Rugby League hunger?
Thanks. Far out.
Well,
That's what I mean.
You got 2 packed out weeks in the like at Suncorp. It doesn't get a whole lot more like wanting you to perform than that. Like, unless we're seeing the Brisbane Lions from last year and they just love their away games.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be quite Brisbane to go and win next week, though.
I was saying that to Rowie Harry, who was umpiring LMS.
Oh,
and because he went, and he was at Ernest Peak, and he went to the game and he was just spewing the whole time. And every time I went to the non-strikers, and he just have another thing to say about it, which was just great. But yeah, no, he was sort of. I said to him, I said, look, hopefully he does a bit of a Lions and they win the premiership and
mate,
hated playing at home.
Just none of that AFL stuff, man.
Sorry, none of that AFL rubbish. Mate.
AFL,
no,
man.
AFL crap. Get that. Oh no, mate, I was talking about real footy.
And I'm talking about real footy. Alex Johnson, great all-time try-scoring record, and thank God they ran on the field. I was there, obviously.
Yep. It took a little bit of time, didn't it?
She was like, "Oh, are they actually going to run on the field?" I was like, "Of course they're going to run on the field."
Yeah.
So they should. Like, look at the scenes when Buddy kicked 1,000 goals. There was players in the street because they couldn't get back to the chat room.
Yeah. Wasn't one of the first fellas on a Roosters fan?
Yeah, and he was getting wrestled by the security guard.
Yeah. Also, do you know Iden was on the field in that Buddy 1,000?
Yeah, I did know that. I did know he was there.
He was saying that because we went to, after LMS, obviously there's the bolo across the road, and so Jed, Iden, Sam, and I peeled over there, and we were at the bolo, and mate, the whole place erupted when they scored the try. There was random South guys everywhere, and funnily enough, like, 'cause it was just you imagine a bolo crowd. It's all these old people, but it was stacked with all these old fellas and boys. Probably about 5-10 minutes into the celebrations, a camera pans to Anthony Albanese on the screen. And let me just tell you, the place erupted in a different sort of a way. Boo! Get him off the screen! Boo! Push him! Ah!
Just quietly, how dumb? Like from a security point of view, what are you doing?
Exactly.
You're the Prime Minister. Why are you on the field? Like, what are you doing? I'm glad they stormed the field. I am very glad that they stormed the field because it's a chance it never happens again. There's a chance this Alex Johnson record is never broken. I thought the goal 2 on the back of the jersey was an absolute lovely touch. I'm in the camp that he should wear that for the rest of his career.
Yep.
Probably his last season anyway.
You guys see LeBron in the NBA has the little patch here?
Yep.
For the all-time NBA field goals? No, Harry, he's like 31.
Is he?
Yeah,
He's only played, 230 games, 40 games?
Why have I
something
had
like
it in
that?
my mind that he's 34?
No. He's
Yeah.
31. He's 31, which makes it even more ridiculous because he actually could break the record. He actually will break the record by a significant amount. Because he would have broken the record earlier, but he had
Injuries.
pretty bad injuries.
How many? What was the number again of tries?
213
212, 213.
is what he got.
Do they storm at 250 or do they wait to storm at 300?
I think it's got to be 300, isn't it?
Oh, it's kind of hard.
No, I personally think 200 should be a storm from here on in. Maybe 250.
In the AFL, did they storm for other people's 1,000th goal?
Yep, it was always a thing.
Yeah.
That was why they stormed
Yeah.
for buddies.
1,000 is so many goals.
Oh, yeah.
Can we bump it down to 500 on it? Like, we should have stormed for Brownie.
The Brownies 500 against the Suns, mate.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was an absolute. I'll share this. So I was, as you do. Camille hates it, but I was surfing, mate. I was channel surfing.
On the one channel and stick with it.
Anyway, I was in between the Hawks and the Bombers game. Seals was putting Hugo to bed, and I actually missed the try live.
Oh,
Did ya?
When I changed it over, because they scored off the kickoff from the second half.
Lachlan, I hope you were recording it so that you can just go back and watch it later.
Well, luckily, I could go back on KO, but when I turned it back, because I was like, in my head, I was like, when you're like, yeah, the league should be back on. So I was 40 seconds off.
Jeez.
But when I turn it on, there's all of these people running onto the field. And I was just there going, how have I missed it?
I was on the toilet.
And it was great. Oh. But yeah, I didn't see it live. It's going to be a regret I'll take with me to the grave, but it's just watching the bloody Bombers and the Hawks, mate.
That's good work. I was having a couple of pints. I saw it right there.
Oh, an outstanding achievement and one that I'm glad to have been able to witness along with Buddy's 1,000. Now, I don't think there's anything left for us to go over.
What have we all got planned for the week?
Bit of a sad and depressing record after the Lions and the Broncos lost. And I've been dealing with my son having spitty bum all weekend.
Hurt by Johnny Cash was getting another little go.
It's had too many features to start the year.
Yeah, can we just tone it down? It's going to be it'll be high on our Spotify Wrapped soon, boys.
We can't play it this week for the Lions because they'll be enjoying their bye. Right. But this week, not much, just the usual stuff. No, nothing too great on the horizon. Harry's got exam block. He's probably got more important things happening at school than I do.
Yeah, I've got a English presentation to do on media's misrepresentation of immigration in this great nation. So
I thought you were doing that last week.
No, that was when I handed it in. We haven't gotten through the presentation.
You haven't done the presentation.
So just tackling the big issues,
Absolutely. Gus, what are you going to?
Tomorrow, a lot of uni work, a lot of mowing at home. I think Dad and I are going to start getting the header ready for harvest. Sort of tuck in, do that. And this Saturday, I've got a bit of a work, I've got a work sort of staff party in at Toowoomba. And we're going axe throwing. And then axe throwing into dinner.
Nice.
So that'll be really interesting. Hopefully I don't sort of clip my ear off or something on the way past. We'll wait and see.
No. That nearly need to put Harry's hard hat on from when we did the green.
But they've scheduled it really well in the Lions bye, so I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
That helps.
A little teaser for next week, what's to come. We've got a very exciting announcement coming. The 2026 FIFA World Cup, which we will be announcing in full detail next week. So stay tuned for that. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you alongside me,
Thank
as
you.
always. That's another episode of the Talk of the Town podcast, and we'll catch you the next one.
See yous.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.